guys, welcome back to another vlog to the Let's Travel Colombia. Jonathan here as always, and I heard that there is a place in the city that is like a jungle and not too far away. So we came to this park. It's called Los Yarumos Eco-park. They have a natural reserve where you can find different animals, plants, birds, which is something huge. And we're gonna be just going around the trails and see what we can find. Some exciting things might happen throughout the way. And we are with Jorge, which is one of the guys here. He's been for about 10 years working on this park. Say hi, Jorge.
Hi.
So Jorge is going to be telling us everything that we need to know about the park. So just remember that this is going to be an adventure, a new adventure. So let's go. So guys, we came across this tree that actually can get you to look like a monster. Well, that's what the guy just told us. Apparently, this has some toxins on the trunk that if you touch, it can react to your body and to your skin, and it can become like really bad, like black dots all over your face, all over your body, and it won't kill you for sure, but you can look really bad for a few weeks. It's called manzanillo, and this big one right here. I'm trying not to touch it because I don't want to become one. And these are the leaves. And there's also a common myth back here that if you come across on one of these trees, you have to tell them I saw you. So it's like a way to prevent to get sick, but it's not really gonna happen. If you touch it, most likely you're gonna get really bad. What you just see in my hands, there's little white things right here. These actually are shells for snails. So the guy was telling us that some birds, actually the main bird, or like the most recognized bird in Manizales, is called Barranquero, and it's actually a pretty big bird. And what he was telling us is that they use rocks such as this one right here, and they drop the snails to break the shell and then get the meat out of it. So these are pretty smart birds, and actually very recognizable. If you walk around, they're pretty big. And they're beautiful. They have green, blue colors, and they're really nice. So if we see one, of course we're gonna show you, but it's pretty hard to see in this immense jungle, as you can see in the back. Pretty cool things, huh? And into the dark we go. This is also in the same reserve that we were just a few minutes ago. It's a park that you can be interactive and do a lot of different things. It's called BeOMA. It's pretty cool, so let's check it out. Just walking around this area and this spot on the reservation, you can tell that the main point for this is actually to show people that you have to be aware of your environment. There are big things, huge things that you can see, but also there are small things. These are like microscopes that you can see different textures or very small things. So it's just to show you the different environments that you can see in the jungle and why it's important to do the preservation of nature and don't throw garbage on the floor or just preserve everything that you see around you. Right here in the back we see the earth. It's pretty cool. It is one of 5 that they have in South America, if I'm not mistaken, and it shows the different changes in the climate all around the world, and they can play it live actually. So it's pretty cool to see in real life how the whole world interacts with the environment. And before we actually go on with the video, which by the way, I recorded that video a few days before the breakout, I wanted to talk about the situation that we're living right now, which is very complicated. I just have 2 things to tell you about this. One of them being that, of course, you have to be careful. Of course, you have to go with the indications, washing your hands, keep the distance with someone else, and if you have any symptoms, you have to stay at home, not only to prevent getting other people sick, but for you to get better. So the first recommendation is be safe out there. Make sure to care about the people around you and the people that you care about. if you go outside, for example, I have this thing just in case, but as you can see, there is really not many people in the streets. It's only my wife, Natalia, and Manolo, of course, you know him, because he has to poop. He has to, has to go to the restroom. So we just take him outside for a few minutes so he can walk and get some stress out. Um, but if you don't really need to, stay at home. It's always better to stay at home just to prevent anything from happening. And then the second thing, which is also very important as well, is that many people is actually canceling their trips. If you had a trip planned to go anywhere, I wouldn't recommend to cancel it, but to postpone the trip, because this is certainly is gonna move on if we are careful. It's gonna get better. But if you cancel your trips and the plans that you had, a lot of the people that work in this industry will be out of their jobs. And it affects many people all around the world. So the invitation is to not to cancel your trip, postpone the date. And certainly the agency that you work with is going to be happy to help you move in the date for when it's a lot better, the situation gets a lot better. So don't just cancel your dreams, just make sure to move the date, because it will get better, trust me.